friends. This is the ASMR Nerd, and today we are at last returning to Minecraft. This is something I'm pretty excited about because I haven't really played Minecraft very much at all since I was recording videos in it last, which was many months ago. And I know a lot of people have been asking for new Minecraft videos. So here we are. The first thing that you might notice is that the graphics are a bit different. I'm running a shader pack that makes this beautiful lighting happen, these gorgeous real-time shadows, these dynamic clouds, these beautiful water shader, and much more. And I'll talk about that a bit more as we play. I'm also using a new resource pack and texture pack, which is called Invictus. You can look that up. It's an offshoot of another pack called Sortex Fanver. But perhaps even more importantly than all that is that we have a brand new world. And I've done this because when I first started doing Minecraft videos, that was around Minecraft 1.5, I think. We are on 1.8 now. 1.8.3 is the most up-to-date version, although I'm currently playing on 1.8. Just straight 1.8.0, I guess. And I'll explain again why that is in a moment. But the important thing is that the terrain generation changed several times. And there are some interesting new biomes and structures and things that were added. And the old world was getting a little bit fragmented. And there were some big seams where the terrain generation stopped between versions. And so I just thought, why don't we just do a fresh start here? Let's start anew. It's a new beginning for Pixel Paradise. I've made a few other changes as well. One is that I am playing on survival mode. Previously, I played on peaceful mode because, well, it was peaceful. There were no enemies to worry about. I didn't have to worry about hunger or anything like that. However, it did make for a fairly boring experience for me playing, and I think that it will still be quite possible to have a relaxing and soothing Minecraft experience while still having the enemy mobs and hunger and such. I'm going to keep things slow. I'm not gonna do anything crazy or too risky or scary or anything. But there might occasionally be combat. And so, just as a warning, and if it happens that you guys don't want me to continue playing a survival mode, switch back to peaceful mode at any time, so do let me know in the comments. As you've probably noticed by now, this continuation of the series will continue to have mouse clicks and keyboard sounds, because I know many people find those triggering or relaxing. And I will also be attempting to do a bit more ear to ear type whispering, because again, I think a lot of people find that quite triggering. So we've got a lot of chickens around here, as you have no doubt noticed. I see some horses over this way, and I noticed some sheep back this way around the corner of the hill. In fact, there's one right here, up the hill as well, which is excellent. That gives us everything we need to get started. I also saw some coal in the water down here, which will give us some light for our first night here. Let's start off by getting a few wood planks, making the old crafting table, which we will use to make some sticks. And from that we will make a pickaxe and a wooden shovel. And we will use these items to get at some of this coal, but to make things easier, let's dig a bit of dirt first, which we can then use to block off the water, so we don't have water to contend with while we mine that coal. As a matter of fact, this is a decent little spot for a first night shelter, I think. So let's just dig out this little space here, so that we have somewhere to go when the sun starts to set. And in doing so, we will gain some blocks which we can use to manage the water out there and mine some coal. That'll do for now. Let's give ourselves an escape route here. Already the sun is starting to set, so let's gather up our crafting table, and let's try to quickly grab a little bit of coal before it's dark out, so that we have some light. This is actually a very handy deposit. That should do nicely for now. shaders are really, really beautiful. I mentioned earlier that I'm using Minecraft 1.8, while the most recent version is actually 1.8.3, and that is because this shader pack that I'm using has only been updated to 1.8, and even that is still a beta version, so there's a good chance that we will see some bugs, little glitches here and there as I play, but hopefully nothing too major. And I think the benefits far outweigh the drawbacks with this shader pack. It's just really so beautiful. So, we've got our first night shelter. No sign of any monsters out there just yet, although they're no doubt around. This door is a little bit strange. It's an acacia door, because that's the type of wood that I had, but it looks like a jail cell door or something. And you might also notice that it's using the vanilla texture, and that's because the texture pack that I'm using, this Invictus, is actually for 1.7, not 1.8, and I'm using the 1.7 version because it is the most recent version available that has normal maps for the textures, which is a certain type of texture map that allows textures to look like they're being, like they have depth to them when they're lit from certain angles, if that makes sense. It's kind of like bump mapping, similar technique. But most resource packs do not feature normal maps, and this was the most recent version of Invictus that I was able to find that had normal maps. So, in some instances, there will be blocks and items that were introduced after 1.7 that will not have new textures. They will just not have high-res textures. They'll just be using the vanilla textures. And hopefully the Invictus pack will be updated one day with those normal maps and those shader-friendly features. Speaking of shader-friendly features, you might notice that one of the cool features of the shader pack is the ability to hold a torch in one's hand and have it cast light, which I think is really neat. I will provide links to the Invictus resource pack as well as the shader pack I'm using. The shader pack is it's using the GLSL shaders core, which I think I mentioned earlier, which is maintained and updated by TridentX these days, and I will put a link to the Minecraft forum thread where the shader core is maintained. And then on top of that, oops, ran out of pickaxe. On top of that, I am running the SEUS, the SEUS, Sonic Ether's Unbelievable Shaders shader pack, which is responsible, largely responsible for the look of things. And I will also link to where you can download the latest version of that. using 10.1 Ultra, the depth of field edition for that. It's amazing what these shaders can do for the game, though. Just breathtaking in a lot of cases. Oh good, some coal. I will warn that shaders require quite a bit of graphical horsepower to run. So if you're only just getting by with vanilla Minecraft, can't run it at max settings, then you probably, unfortunately, don't have a lot of hope running a fancy shader pack, although there are other shader packs that might be less intensive. I think Sonic Ethers is one of the most intensive shader packs available. It's certainly one of the prettiest that I've seen. I never used to run with a shader pack because it would just decrease my frame rate too much, and I didn't like that. But the GTX 980 handles it quite well, although there are still some instances of slowdown where it drops below 60 FPS, and I think that's actually a very specific bug to do with the fact that the shader core has not yet been optimized for 1.8. It's still in development, so those sorts of things are to be expected, and I don't mind too much. For the most part, it's silky smooth, and it just looks so good. Got some more coal. We will not be lacking for coal. So much like last time, the previous world, I have no end goal, no grand plan for this Minecraft series or world. We're just gonna mine and craft and explore and see what happens. See where we end up, but obviously I plan on making some pretty neat structures and hopefully finding some cool landscapes. The savanna biome, which we started in, is one of my favorite new biomes. Let's go see if it's daylight yet out there. One of my favorite newer biomes. And there's a couple others as well, I believe. As I said, I haven't actually played much for the last many months. So it looks like the sun is probably rising on the far side of our hill here. So let's make, first off, a pair of chests. Into which we can put all our various items. Oh, some of that was iron. What we found down there, that's good. Hang on to that. Let's make a few more tools. This here is what I was talking about with the normal maps. They make it look like the texture is lit from a certain angle. Okay. A sword would be a wise idea because we are not playing on peaceful, as I mentioned. lighting through the ground into our cave when I move the camera at a certain angle. Not to worry. Yeah, there's some lighting weirdness, but so I'm going to need a bit of food so I don't starve, and I think these chickens will do nicely. And might harvest some wool in a moment as well, because having a bed to sleep through the night would be excellent. Here, chicken, chicken, chicken. So I see one sheep here, and I could just kill it to get the mutton and the wool, but instead, oh, we do have another sheep here, but instead let's make some shears and shear the sheep. I'm going to need to make a furnace, which we will place right there. That lighting is a little bit blinding in some cases. And in the furnace we will pop our iron and a little bit of coal. We will also cook up our chicken momentarily so that we can stave off the hunger. While we wait for that to happen, let's use this dirt to sort of separate out this coal, make it easier to mine. So now if I fill up all this space, I'm gonna run out of dirt here. But this will allow us to mine this coal undisturbed. There we go. Our iron is probably ready. I hear a zombie somewhere nearby. Maybe there's some caves down below. There's our iron. We'll put our chicken on. And let's craft ourselves some shears. And go shear some sheep. It's a bit of a tongue twister actually. Shear some sheep. Shear some sheep. I'm not too picky about the color of the wool right now, since it's just going into making a bed, and actually 3 wool is sufficient for a bed, so that's all we need. So we go in here and we can add these chickens to the chicken pile, one of which I will eat. Just stave off hunger. And right to bed. That's the next order of business here. just like so. Nice and easy. Gonna have to make a little bit more room for our bed. Excellent. Finish mining this skull. Still hearing the zombies. Bit of sand falling down. Actually, let's plug that up so I don't end up falling through the hole. That would be awkward. That's good. We'll just throw a torch down here so that we don't have any baddies spawning there. When it gets dark later. And if I recall, we actually still had some coal over here as well, which we will mine out. We will have plenty of coal for the time being. Excellent. Well, that is really good. Got a stack and a half of coal. We are decently well equipped. We've got a bed to spend the night. We have the beginnings of a mine down there. And we've got a beautiful biome that we've started in. Let's take a quick look around before the sun sets, shall we? Looks like we've got a plains biome right here with all kinds of horses. Beyond that, I see some forest. It looks like some birch, maybe. Some more savanna, like where we are right here. And I think we have time for a little trip up the hill to see what we can see from the other side. Or from the top, I guess. We'll see what is on the other side. Here's that normal mapping doing its thing again. When the lighting is at a sharp angle, an oblique angle, I guess, to the textures, it gives it a sense of roughness. It's really nice. So, I spy with my little eye a desert, and look, a village in the desert. I see more savanna, and I see actually another village, or at least a building. That's strange in that it looks like just a single building, a single structure, but maybe there's more there. We just can't tell from here. But this is a beautiful looking area with all kinds of neat stuff. And I'm just loving this shader pack and this texture pack so much. Why don't we stay up here for the moonrise? Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that night sky. Those moonlit clouds. You can see all the lighting over in the village there glowing away. That one looks dark, but it'll be interesting to see what that's all about. just get on inside before all the creepers come out. I see some skeletons down there already. I was about to say, is that lava? But no, that's the torch that I put down there. Carefully work our way down the hillside here. Is that a creeper I heard? It is. Of course, we wouldn't be able to have an evening without a creeper. It looks like we've got a zombie friend here as well. Let's deal with him before we turn in for the night. Not a problem. Let us retire. A little bit of zombie flesh. And there we have it. I think we'll head to bed here. And this is probably a good natural stopping point for the time being. I'm looking very forward to starting this series up again. I hope you are as well. I hope that the few changes that I've made, the new world, the new graphics, the ear-to-ear whispering, is all to your liking. One final change that I will probably be making is that I might play this world a little bit on my own time, and when I'm not recording, and that will allow me to make a bit more progress than I was able to last time. So the next time you see this world, things might be a little different. I might have moved out of the hovel. We'll see. Or maybe not. Maybe I'll just pick up where we've left off. But I think that way it's just a little more interesting, and I can actually make some progress on buildings and such. But we'll see. Anyhow, thank you so much for watching. As ever, I really do appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to leave a comment. Let me know what you think about the new plans for the series. I will, of course, read it. I've been way behind on my comments lately. Those of you who have left comments, thank you so much. I'm probably weeks to maybe even a month behind in replying. Hopefully I'll get some time to sit down and reply to some comments soon. But I do read them all, even if I haven't replied. So know that I do read them, and I do appreciate them all. With that, I'm going to end the video right here. So thanks again, and I look forward to seeing you back here next time